Hello everyone. I double checked my sound, I double checked my save file, we are good to go. We are live here on the Depresso VTuber channel. Hi everyone, how's it going? Welcome in. I see Caleb, I see Hollow, I see Raven, I see Alejandro. Hi everybody, hello. I'm not late, Coffee Man is late. Hey, I'm early. Right? I think so. Yeah, I got 6:59. I don't know about you. I'm gonna turn down the music a little bit. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I had a good weekend. I think I mentioned it on the last stream. I was going to hang out with my mom for the weekend. My mom and I took a little trip. I got so sunburned. It's actually crazy. And the thing is, I put sunscreen on, although I didn't use the usual face sunscreen that I usually use, which is probably part of the issue. But we spent most of the day outside. But I like to think that I spent most of the day in the shade. So I don't know where the sunburn came from, but it's bad. It's bad. Hi Drew, how's it going? Welcome in. Tomato coffee? I look like a tomato. I really do. It's bad. Should turn maybe into a nice tan. I always say that, and then I just end up going pale again. My entire family doesn't do well in the sun, really. I don't know why. Save's been saved. It has. But I hope all you guys had a good weekend. And I hope you stayed out of the sun. Happy Monday. I listened to a new song today and it's stuck in my head. I don't know if you guys listen to Akasaki, I think their name is. He's a young Japanese artist. He's very good. And he just released a new song called Kiss Kiss Kiss. It's like a jazz type song. It's really, really good. I really like it. And now it's stuck in my head. The sun is a deadly lizard. I did not get that one. Is that a song? I'm guessing it's a song. I did not get it. I've been door dashing with my roommate. We're both hands on opposite arms from where we sit in the car. Wait, that's fun. I used to door dash, but I never did it with a friend. Do you guys just like split it? Split the drive, split the money? That's really fun, actually. And on both opposite arms from where we sit. That's crazy. That's a good idea. That's a fun way to pass the time. You can just put on a podcast, put on some music. Hi, Gio. Japanese jazz. It's like, I don't know if it's like full out jazz. It's like a jazz style, but it's very upbeat. Pull up history of the entire world. I don't know what that is. Hi, Caleb. I will look it up, though. I just keep him company. I make my money from art commissions. Hey, there you go. Well, that's very nice of you. Just black coffee for me today. I know that's kind of boring, but my espresso machine is still broken. But yes, a nice 7 p.m. cup of black coffee. You got 2 commissions this week. Congratulations. That's super awesome. Are you on Fiverr? Can I ask that? All I'm listening to is my favorite cyber depression song, I Really Want to Stay at Your House. I don't know that one. Are you the type of person who, like, when there is a new song that comes out, you listen to it very sparingly to keep it fresh? Or do you hammer that shit on repeat? Because when a new song comes out for me, I listen to it like 10 times in a row, day after day after day, until I'm tired of it. I hammer it. I let it fly. Anytime I'm in the car, it's on. Before bed, it's on. Listening to music before stream, it's on. Alright. Enough yapping. Because we got a lot of gameplay to get through. Ba-da-da-da-dum. I don't use Fiverr. I just kind of post my art and let people message me. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I'm glad it's going well. 2 commissions in a week is awesome. Normally the sparingly, except for multiple occasions. That's probably the best way to do it, right? I would think so. I would think that's the best way. Because then you don't get tired of it. And to be fair, I don't really get tired of it either. I do eventually stop leaning off listening to it 10 times in a day. But when I first hear it, it comes a lot. I found out like macchiatos. Mochachinos. I'm sorry, mochachinos during vacation. It's great. Ooh, okay. I like that. My favorite go-to coffee drink has been and probably will always be an iced caramel latte. Very basic, but it gets me my caffeine and my sugar in the morning, and I'm good to go. Oh, it's a Cyber Edge Runners OP. I know that one. Okay. The story so far. If you remember from the last stream, I believe, yes, we called Officer Meekins to the stand. And as nervous as he was probably the most normal witness we've ever had on the stand. I don't know if that says more about Meekins or our other witnesses, but alas, he did his job, testifying, and I guess he's still technically under suspicion. But we are going to call the real big guns to the stand next. The Marshal himself, the Texas man himself, Jake Marshall, right after the 20-minute, 30-minute court intermission. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. Seems you figured everything out. I have? I mean, yeah, I definitely have. I figured it all out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Wait, yeah! Why is it my job to figure it out? You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright's trying his hardest to protect you. Let me know about volume, as always, by the way. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. Okay, but it is like my job. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Geo, do you know this game? I think is that what this one's called? Rise from the Ashes, this case? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Texas man who gets shot several times. I know. Everything he does, every step he takes in Texas, he's getting shot at. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. No, you can stay. Wait, did he actually just leave? Oh, no, okay. Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be. Hey! Whoa, I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor's guy. Oh, these two go way back, huh? These guys go way back. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh. You mean this, right? My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. I love Gumshoe. He's awesome. Music might be low. Now that you're saying it, Ace Attorney music is too good. I know. Okay, I don't know if this is possible, but when I turn the music up, the sound effects are so loud. That's the only problem. Volume sounds good to you? Okay, I'll probably keep it where it's at. Unless I can figure out a way to either get new headphones, which is probably what I should do, or turn just the sound effect volume down. Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? Oh, I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. SL9 incident? But Lana, I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. Can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Everything's tying together. SL9 incident files received from Lana Sky. Files for the Joe Dark killing solved 2 years ago. Interesting. Gummy's the second best character, says Raven. I don't know, Maya's my favorite, but she's the best. I do like Maya. I do like Gumshoe. So far, my personal favorite, I give her a lot of shit, but it actually might be Emma. I think Emma's really funny. I like Emma, I like Gumshoe, and I like Meekins. Gant is my number one. Gant's up there. I need to see more of Gant before I put him at my number one, though. But I like his stare. I like when he stares dead in the camera. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. What? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma, but why? Why is your name in here? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be Lana. This SL9 incident. Is that? That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. Oh? The Joe Dark... Lana? That's over with. No. Oh. What does she know? You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal. I'm out of here. Wait, everybody's leaving. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. It's like the All-Star game. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't just be a coincidence. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Can you tell me, please? Don't make me figure it out. Your life is on the line, not mine. I'd better take a good look at this file. I better, I guess. To be continued. Speaking of Emma, hope you're nice and attached to her. No reason. Oh, is she going to be a main protagonist? That'd be cool. I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that. Save your progress up to this point. Yes. I'd be really down. That'd be fun. February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Edgeworth is also up there for me for favorite characters. I really like Edgeworth. I think he's great. I think he's so well written. Short stream. Yeah, that was it. It's over. Thanks everybody for watching. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Ms. Lana Skye. Emma didn't come back. Uh-oh. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand, the officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Drinks on the job, drinks in the courtroom. It's a man dedicated to the bit. I gotta respect it. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I was trying to scare you, but sure. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. I know, you're a patrolman. Gulp, gulp, gulp. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Wow, the wind sounds a lot like Miles Edgeworth. I think he has Sunny D in the flask. Ooh, that would be smart. I like Sunny D. Couldn't tell you the last time I had a Sunny D. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. The judge is like, I do not have time for this, unfortunately. Drinking in court, very legal. Hey. Like Hollow said, it could be Sunny D. It could be Sunny D. Forgot how to solve this case, although I did play Trilogy until the end of Justice for All. Ooh, okay. All I ask is no spoilers, please. No spoilers. Outside of Hollow, I think this is all of our first time playing the game, I think. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime in plain old English. Let's do an over-under. How many times do you think he's going to reference Texas in this? Not in this particular one, but throughout his entire testimony, like his entire time on the stand. How many times do you think he's going to mention Texas? I'm going to go 3. I think 3 Texas mentions. Day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man. So if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. That was anything but plain old English, but I think I got the gist of it. I think I got the majority of it down. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Oh my gosh. Give it back to him. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. Oh yeah, I guess that counts as 2. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Hey! Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks, huh? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful at all, is he? Chicken nuggets? Ooh, are they dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets? I've been big on chicken fries lately. Got like 2 bags of chicken fries in my freezer. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weakness now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. This one seems like trouble, so rather than doing my job as the judge and dealing with him, I'm gonna pass him off to you, Mr. Wright. Do your thing. You know, that beard statement makes Marshall top 10. I do like Marshall. I do like him. He gave it right back to him. He said, no you, Uno reverse card. Day of the crime. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to, you know what, it wasn't a very long testimony. We're probably gonna have to press him on everything. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? Yeah, wait, if you weren't even there. I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still, even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time will come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, I felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room? I guess not. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Haven't been chatting since I had a volume issue? No worries, no worries. Lurk away. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? Sorry, sir. Please, continue. I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. I think it kind of has to be your style if you're a security guard. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperado I know joins the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? Yeah, wait a second. He's working remotely, except he's supposed to be on site. This is like me when I go to the coffee shop this morning to work, except this guy's guarding a locker of evidence. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. We'll press him a little bit further on that one too. You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a goldmine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. Then how did you get your evidence? That's quite incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Oh, wow. That's both impressive and a little like, come on, how are we not aware of the fact that everything's guarded by fingerprints? But also, wow, technology, very good, that you don't even know and need to know about it. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon the time it went down. Yeah, please hold it. What were you doing in a place like that? Make sure to check over your evidence, press. Thank you for the reminder. I forgot, I do have to look at those files. I was eating spaghetti. Fair play. That's actually what I had for dinner. I had chicken parm. I had a bread and chicken breast with Parmesan cheese and some pasta. Some spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak. Some spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat that parlor's vongole sepia pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, did you not want to raise this year? Dude, chicken parm is so good. It is. Alright. I forgot. I actually have to check these files, right? Okay. Incident number SL9 closed. Perpetrator Joe Dark. Crime serial murder. Sentence death. Victims Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rochelle Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Neil Marshall? Any relation to Jake Marshall, maybe? Head prosecutor was Miles Edgeworth. Witnesses were Lana Skye and Emma Skye. Investigation Task Force. Executive investigators Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Head investigator Bruce Goodman. Investigators Jake Marshall, Angel Star. Interesting. Very interesting. So Emma's involved in this somehow. Okay. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time to hit the trail. Sounds like a good dinner. It was. It was. Would also be good to look at everything since you could have forgotten some evidence that could be important. I know, I always forget what happens. I should start like rewatching the VOD the day before or something, refresh my memory. That's right, partner, or as you call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Oh, there's one. One Texas. Apparently, your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I'd better up the ante. I have a trump card up my sleeve, huh? Okay, we've got Bruce Goodman's ID card. Nothing crazy there. This is all old stuff. Okay, ID card record. This would be everyone who goes into the evidence locker. Miles, Mike, Bruce, and Mike again. This recovers fingerprints, evidence from a past case of Edgeworth's brought back to his office by Gant's request. Goodman's lost item report, evidence room floor plans, tagged evidence from the SL9 incident, extremely thin rubber glove. Then we've got the assigned evidence locker, the unstable jar, found on a bloody handprint were Marshall's fingerprints. The print had been wiped. And then video from the security room, which we went over in the last one. Ace Attorney Drinking Game Texas Edition. Jake Marshall's way ahead of you. He's been throwing them back. Okay, my job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make the rounds 3 times a day. That ain't my style. The room's protected by 2 security systems. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man. I don't know about that. They said I was supposed to make the rounds 2 to 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. I think this is where he talks about... I think I'm onto it. This is where he talks about not being at the place, right? I'm afraid I don't understand. Yes, okay, we got him. We've got him. Check this. Check this. Dead to rights. Said I was supposed to make the rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. You never go in the evidence room, do you? Then why is your handprint there? Okay. All right. Got me. Ha. Alrighty. Excuse me here. Please hold. Please hold. Would have been really cool if I pulled that off, right? Would have been really cool. Music didn't stop, you failed. I know, that's what I always look for. I always wait for the music to stop. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man. Okay. My job was to keep a wary eye on that. You need to check. The music stops when your objection is correct. I know. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make the rounds 3 times a day. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems. You might have done it on the wrong message. I think so. I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera room. You interred them. Videos of nothing aren't that useful. Each time I erase a tape, it's like I'm erasing a past part of my life. Okay, so I think you're right. I think I did say it on the wrong message. Besides, the room is protected by 2 security cameras. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon at the time it went down. Let's try it now. Let's try it on that message. Yeah, there we go. Boom, got it. I can't see the music. I'm sorry, let me show you the music. Here we go. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. Objection! Hold it right there! I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were found in the blood. Oh. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Shout out Emma. Well, Officer Marshall, it seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall, about the blood-stained fingerprints. Boom. Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime. Dun dun dun. Witness testimony, blood-stained fingerprints. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. He makes some good points, unfortunately. He makes some good points. The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. Hey, well, thanks for making my job a little easier, Marshall, for leaving me some clues in there, some little treats. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This is always the funniest part because the judge believes everything. I know! The judge is the most gullible character in this whole entire game. You just tell the man anything and he's like, yeah, sure. I don't care. I get paid the same. This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Cross-examination. Cue the music. Doesn't the video show the dude without the blood? Does it? No, there's blood. I think there's blood. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. Hold it right there, buddy. That's because you, how do you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. How poetic. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. That's crazy. Marshall's fingerprints updated in the court record. Found on a bloody handprint on Marshall's own locker. The print had been wiped. Does the video show the dude without gloves? You might be right. But we did, yeah, I don't, we'll find out, One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. I'll press you on that too. So then what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. Just so happened, the murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? I don't know if he was, now that I think about it. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward for me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Please tell. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Chicken Alfredo, yum! They're as different as night and day. Kind of like cereal and cereal. Dun dun dun. One's got to do with breakfast, while the other's a type of murder. He's right, although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. Interesting, interesting. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? I don't know if I did know that, actually. I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There is a bloodstain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood in the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This guy's getting real defensive up there. I'm just saying. I don't know if he actually did it, but he sure is acting like he did. That's the dumbest comparison I've ever heard. Yeah, but sometimes you have to really dumb things down for the judge to understand, you know? He struggles with comprehension. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Well, okay. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? Why don't you explain a little bit further? What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right? Well, you see, it's not... Listen. It's not in bad blood. It's just I'm scraping for scraps right now, man, and you're all I've got. If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. Yeah, because it's going back and forth. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. That's true. What? We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall is present, please do so now. Oh, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. I don't know if there is any, but I'll give it a shot. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Oh? Alright, alright. People who made this game are comedians with the names. They're so good. It's so good. I like Larry Butts. That's my favorite. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence that shows Officer Marshall was in the video. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit. Okay, so here is Bruce Goodman, quote unquote. It couldn't have been... Wait. Is he wearing a glove? I can't tell. I can't tell if that's a glove or not. We see the glove fall out. Here comes Meekins, ready to save the day. He swipes at him. The face is blocked. The face is blocked. And I've said this from the beginning. Watch. He's gone. He just disappears. Oh no, I think he's dead, right? I don't know. I don't know anymore. No glove, I don't think. I can't tell, right? Let's see. He's not wearing a glove. He's not wearing a glove. You're dang right. Do. Okay, so I'm just gonna... Oh, I can't get the... There we go. Can I just This right here. Take that! There. How's that for evidence? Please allow me to apologize for my colleague, Your Honor. He gets carried away sometimes. What? Yes, well, this certainly isn't a first. Hey! Will you forgive him too, Officer Marshall? He's not a bad man, just a bit disillusioned. What is this? Why am I coming under fire here? Of course, I'm not one to gun down unarmed boys. Great, now Edgeworth's defending me. Guess that means I missed the mark. Well, that's not ideal. Okay. This is tough. This is really tough. Okay. Blood stain in the fingerprint. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? I am going to object here. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to go back on my save. Right? I think that that's fair. I think that that's fair. I'm going to object here. Because I really don't think he was wearing gloves. Okay. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. So there is something in the video then. That would be the only thing that I think would have been able to catch someone. Load. I think... Okay, yeah, we definitely want to show evidence. I gotta rewatch that because I might be tweaking, but I saw something. Let's find out. Let's rewatch it. Let's show them the evidence. The evidence that shows that this is Jake Marshall? Okay. The glove falls out. That's not Marshall's locker, right? And here comes Meekins in all of his glory. What about the very beginning? Okay. Rewind here for a second. Meekins, you're so cool. Look at him. Look at him go. Okay. This flag is making me so angry. So, he's going. And then he goes for the attack, but nothing changes. You saw something? Okay. I'm gonna lock in. The locker stays open. And that's the last we see of Jake Marshall / Bruce Goodman. Okay. Do. Okay, here he comes. Nothing fishy yet. The glove falls. Okay. Here comes Meekins. Meekins is creeping in. Okay. Because it's black and white, I can't tell if this is a glove or not. Okay. Meekins gets swiped at with the knife, dodges it like an absolute pro. Goes for a bear hug, tells him everything's gonna be alright. Gets thrown against the locker, doesn't let that faze him, the pro he is. Okay. Do you see his face? Am I crazy? You definitely see something. And he's dead. Well, not dead, but knocked out. You know what I mean. I think you saw it, but didn't think anything of it. Maybe that is it. Because I definitely saw his face. Uh-oh. Are we gonna need Hollow my Google search to help me out here? Alright, let's try again. Okay. Nothing here because we haven't seen anybody yet. Here he is. Okay. No face. Opens it up. I mean, doesn't really look like him. Here comes Meekins. And pause. Okay. We'll go frame by frame. The flag is there. Dodge, bear hug. Everything's going to be okay. Oh. Oh. Flag. Come on. Move. Oh. Oh, wait. No. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Is this enough? Is this enough? Didn't close the tab from last time, to be honest, and reading the text for this is frying my brain. I'm a bit lost, even with the cheat sheet. I don't know. Okay. There's got to be something here that shows that this is Jake Marshall, right? There's got to be. I mean, okay. I know what we're going to do. Well, I think I do. Well, I don't know for sure. Okay. Should we, I don't know. What in this video would point to this being Jake Marshall? This guy needs to move. Does he walk past his locker or something? Pause. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm trying to think. What does Jake Marshall wear, like, uniform-wise? Maybe he wears something that thinks he's a cowboy. Wait, he's not actually a cowboy? He just thinks he's one? That makes this all the better. What I saw was at the end of the video, although I don't think it would prove that Jake was there. Is there ever a chance he's not guilty? I don't think Jake did it. I really don't think he did it. I do think he's hiding something, though. I'm with Raven. I think he's hiding something. A watch, maybe? Is that a watch? I think that's a hem to his coat. Okay. 514, which is... that all tracks. There's something in here that proves that this guy was Jake Marshall. Or maybe there's not. Maybe I'm scrapping here. The glove falls... Hang on. Hang on a second. Let press cook here. No, he wouldn't. I was going to say if this was like Neil Marshall's locker or something, if he was also part of this, but I don't think so. Because their fingerprints still wouldn't match. You'll have a unique fingerprint. Something white like the glove inside one of the lockers at the end. No clue what it was. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. Is there like I'm going like frame by frame. I'm lost. I'm lost. Last frame, you were there for a good few seconds. Top left corner in the last frame. Have you pressed every statement? Yeah. I have. But I might have to go back and do it again, to be honest. I might have to just do it again. I might be missing something here. Like the one before the video ends. Oh. Okay. If I can't find it, then we're going to try to just press him some more. There's a locker with a cloth at the end? Is there really? Let's see, let's see. Okay. Rest in peace, Meekins. Died a hero. Still lived. Good stuff. Oh my god, I never would have found this. I never would have found this. Holy moly. How this proves it's him, I don't know. Oh, this is his locker, duh. Holy moly. Take that! Take that! It only took 6 of us, but we got it. Bringing our attention back to the security camera. I was focusing too much, I guess, on the people fighting and not on the stuff that happened after the fact. Let's go, bro. I did nothing. I did nothing. That was all you guys. Saw it before we moved on from the video first time? Really? That's crazy. See, I don't catch stuff like that. I'm not observant enough. Is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas. There's the second Texas. We might be over 3. And so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Cloth in locker. Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. 8 words, no less, no more. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker showed in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit, because it wasn't there before. Keep in mind we're in LA, not even in Texas. Hey, but this guy, he eats, lives, sleeps, and breathes Texas. We gotta train your brain, I know. It's bad. I got TikTok brain rot. My mind has been melted by 10-second videos. The white cloth. It's gone. Oh, it's gone. Oh, I see. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Oh, maybe he is guilty of something. Maybe he is guilty of something. Not my foresight, but my intuition? Hey, there we go. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Ah, but it does. But it does because of the fingerprints. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? Because of the fingerprints on the locker. This guy isn't just plain dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. I call your bluff. We just had this conversation. You say I opened that locker. Now prove it. Only the assigned detective Prince can unlock it. Fingerprint sensor. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. How about that for some foreshadowing? That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. That's a pretty good foreshadowing. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say? In 8 words or less. Uno reverse card. Well, buddy, we're waiting. I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! No! Wait, did he do it? Order! Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Yeah, and tell us why you hit our boy, Officer Meekins. He didn't do anything. Ole, please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? It's all right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. You think he's guilty? I'm starting to think he's a little guilty. We can. Have a look at these floor plans. Let's see. Killer and the victim. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right, the only possible conclusion. What? Now then, let's hear it. Oh, where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? So, if the killer was here... No. Is Meekins the killer in this scenario, or is he the victim? Or is he neither? Make him say the truth. I'm trying. I'm thinking that Jake Marshall is probably here then, right? He was like here because Meekins would have came around like this and started fighting the guy. And Marshall would have seen it from like right here. But there's nowhere to hide really. So he could have been here or here? I'll lose points for getting this wrong? This is hard. Here maybe? Officer Marshall was standing right here. So Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. That's almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory. Your chamber's empty, partner. Better reload. Oh, no! Now they're ganging up on me. Okay, we'll save. Just to be safe, we're losing a lot of lives here. Perhaps you should think a little more about where Officer Marshall was. Officer Meekins should have seen him in the evidence room. That means the only place he could have been would be... Dang! This must be where they expect a lot of people to lose, because they don't even give you a chance to back out of this. He would have seen him, you're right. Meekins is the victim? If Meekins is the victim, then he would have had to have been here, behind this locker, right? That's the only place he could have been. What he's doing there, I don't know. But if he's here, we would have seen him on the video. Meekins comes creeping in here. I guess, yeah, he would have seen him over here, duh. I'm thinking here. It's the only place where it makes sense, right? Oh, or he could have been here. It makes more sense for him to be here than crammed in the corner. I mean, what's he doing in the corner, right? Okay. We'll go here. Officer Marshall was standing right here. So Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. Oh, no! Okay. No worries, no worries. Officer Meekins should have seen him in the evidence. Maybe I was right the first time. Where are the camera blind spots? That's what I was thinking. You need help? Not yet. Maybe. Not yet. The camera blind spots? I don't know. It's got to be either here or here then. Right? Wouldn't be shocked if he was the one who attacked Meekins. I know, but we're going to go here. Take that. Right, take that. No, this doesn't seem to be right either. Okay. Officer Meekins. That means the only place he could have been, because Officer Meekins would have been able to see him. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? I got no idea, man. Like, maybe here? Top right? I don't think that worked. I tried that one. I think they want you to go with the obvious bold answer, like he's the killer. What if we go here? If it's not here, then he's the killer. Okay, this doesn't look like it's right either. Ugh. Time to reload. That's such a fire line. That seems like someone's ultimate. Like if someone's ultimate is to take away the bullets out of someone's gun, their voice line when they hit it is, "You're all out of bullets in the chamber, partner. Time to reload." Not looking at guides, by the way. I'm just thinking, yeah, you're good. I wish I could think. The only place he... Okay. Then he's... The only place he could have seen him... And... Meekins didn't see him. What if Meekins... I know, I really gotta think. Okay, I'm gonna go killer just to get that out of the way. And then we'll really think about it. This is wrong. Better reload, partner. Better, and maybe, is that supposed to happen? Better reload? I've reloaded a million times. I've reloaded so much. Played Valorant for 3 years. Can you friend me? So, not yet. I don't play with people yet. But I will at some point do like some viewer games. My only thing with playing people now is when I play Valorant now, I already have a hard enough time playing and then also entertaining chat and like reading chat. So at some point when I am a better streamer and can do like community games and stuff, yes, I will do community games. But as of right now, I don't want to duo with anybody just because it makes it really hard to do both stream and interact with chat. All my predicts, like the exact correct answer during RWB was just pure thinking. Well, Raven, get the gears turning. We need some thinking here. We need some big thinking. You should think a little more about where Officer Marshall was. Officer Meekins should have seen him in the evidence room. I'm going to look at the video before we go in there. Can we check the video? Okay. Where could he can't be in that corner. There's stuff there. Hiding behind this guy, maybe? Could he be hiding behind this guy? No, there's nothing there. I mean, maybe. What if he was hiding to the left of the door? There's stuff there. I don't think he could have been. Brain blast? You got a brain blast? Video time. I think it's got to be to the left of that locker, right? A blind spot in the camera. The only place that we can't see. No, because there's... I don't know. The only place we can't see. Interesting. Jake was the blue badger all along! We figured it out! We figured it out! That means the only place he could have been would be here. So, by our theory, we're saying he was here, right? If he was standing behind the blue badger. Is he stuffing himself in a locker? You might be onto something, Caleb. You might be onto something. I think the map is saying Meekins is the K. You think so? Okay, let's try it. Let's try. I'll try anything at this point. Oh, we got it. We got it. We got it. Good stuff, Gio. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I was just so ready for that to be incorrect that I skipped through the dialogue. I'm sorry. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. Oh, victim. Meekins was the killer in that. Marshall was the victim. Bruce Goodman was the victim. This makes sense. This makes sense. Okay, gotcha. We were thinking about it the wrong way. We were thinking about it the wrong way. Bruce Goodman was the quote-unquote victim. I was picturing Meekins the victim because Meekins got absolutely destroyed and he was slumped over on the floor where the V was on the map. So I thought Meekins was the victim there. Okay, I understand. I thought you tried that? I tried him as the killer, not as the victim. Do not underestimate ye, Depresso. I will no longer, Gio. I will no longer underestimate you. I told you Meekins was the killer. He's innocent, I tell you. He's innocent. No. I thought they were talking about the assault on Meekins. Me too. Me too. Glad we got that out of the way. Objection! But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. Objection! May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes. And how did Detective Goodman respond? He pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer's simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial? You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I was dressed up as the victim. Can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. That's 2 beard insults and 2 Texas references. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. Where's Emma when I need her? I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems like you're the one who can't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious that he's the one. What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. Excuse me? Excuse me, Edgeworth? We had to take a whole second day of the trial because you messed up your investigation. Don't you dare come at me. Don't you dare. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? Is he helping me out? I take it back, Edgeworth. Hey, take it back. Thank you. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Try thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Interesting. Interesting. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument. So we're saying this is Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. There can't be more stuff in the dang video. There can't be. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot. No more. No more video. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. No more video. He put the glove that fell in there. No, we found the glove that fell. Didn't we? I thought we found it. Please show us why the witness opened his locker. I mean, I'm gonna go with the glove being there. Okay, so there's the glove that falls. Why did the guy put it in his locker? Here's Marshall and Meekins. Meekins is down on the ground. And the cloth is in there. That doesn't look like a glove. Did we know where it was before it was found? No, we didn't. We didn't, to be fair. What would he have needed to put in there? Oh! I think I know. I know what it is. Watch, watch. He slices him here. It's this. He ripped his bloody cloth off so that he wouldn't draw any suspicion, and he tucked it in the evidence locker. Take that! Cut the music, please. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins... Oh, I got it! Wait, I'm insane. Officer Meekins barged in on you, When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. Dude, okay, listen. That was pretty good from me. That was pretty good, right? His brain is trained. We're back on it. Brain blast. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Oh. My stomach hurts. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago. Oh, here we go. Backstory time. I'm impressed. Thank you. I'm here all night. That was Meekins' blood. I thought it was someone else's. Yeah, I think it was Meekins or his own. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now. Now would we? Oh, backstory time. Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Why'd he just leave it sticking out instead of just pocketing it or something? I think he put the whole coat in there. Now, why he left it sticking out of the locker, I don't... Unlucky from his end. Seems like something I would do. Seems the time has come. Oh. Witness testimony. Marshall's confession. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. Nothing in the evidence room at 5:15. What time did our crime... It was 5:14 our crime happened, right? Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. That doesn't help us, does it? Call made at 5:18. Yeah, that line's right about with what we're on. No crime at 5:15, huh? Well. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. Oh, Meekins. My guess is he's the donor. There's way too much blood for a small donation. Poor Meekins. All right, let's see if we can pick this apart a little bit more, yeah? He didn't have time? He didn't want to be on camera? You're right. He had to go quick. That's why he was careless. I forgot about that. I had to do it that day. Couldn't just stand by and let it die. Tell us a little bit more. When you say it, you mean, do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. I do have to ask. I don't have great memory. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I had anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only the case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? Because he cares so much because someone he knew was a victim in it. Has to be it, right? Because he doesn't want the evidence to go away because he wants the appropriate guy held accountable. I just have to find a way to bring that up. That day was my last chance. That's why. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him, and I planned to take out the evidence. His Paps got murdered or his brother? Yeah, someone in his family. Press is connecting the dots. I feel like Oh, shoot. I don't know the show. I just know the meme. It might be Sunny in Philadelphia with the guy, and he's got all the different dots on the billboard, and he's going insane. That's how I feel right now. If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. Well, got you in court. So you did it to fool a security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? Was it on the Always Sunny? I haven't seen it. I need to watch it. I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because a rubber glove that just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. Which checks out, right? I think that checks out with our timeline. Bruce Goodman. No, it's still weird. That part I still don't understand. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. Gotta love Charlie. Okay, I think that's his name. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person. You could say that again. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID? I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. No! No! He deserves a raise! When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way, with me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? The one that he's using on his face? That's disgusting. So you knocked Officer Meekins out, and... Wait, does the guy who plays Charlie in Always Sunny also write the show? Are you serious? That's pretty cool. I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. So you did your research beforehand? Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. 777777 could be the guest entrance used by Goodman. Since he lost his card, got it stolen by the marshal. I think you're right. Because the point still stands. He had to have opened the locker before Marshall got there, if it's fingerprint sensitive. Surely you've washed a knife before, Press? They're not single use. Okay, I guess that's fair. But if I don't know, if I got blood on it, I don't know if I use it to shave my face. Also, wait, shouldn't that be evidence in the trial? Whatever. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates that the crime took place. Well, a crime did take place. We're overlooking the fact that a crime did take place here. The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. Bruce Goodman must have had it, right? Where is that evidence, Mr. Edgeworth? It's still missing, Your Honor. Wow. Interesting. 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 Haven't you cut yourself shaving? Not in a very long time, but you make a good point. You make a good point. I'll give you that one. I haven't cut myself shaving in a while, though. Ever since I started using an electric razor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Had to be Goodman, right? It's the only... Unless there is someone who came before Marshall but after Goodman. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. I don't... Your Honor, is that true? I feel like... No, I guess that's fair. You can plead the fifth. You can plead the fifth. I take it back. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution anyway. Music got really sad. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. If it's a guest card, they may not bother attaching a name to it. Also, at one point, just to remember, at one point, these were all empty. And as we learn who each person's ID number is, we've been filling these in. So we also just don't know who this is yet. Does pleading the fifth not apply to court? I genuinely don't know. I have no idea. I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. All right. Clearly. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? No, I don't. Please tell me. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murderers, didn't it? Murderers, plural. I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that's still bothering me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I'd better take another look at the files. I am already one step ahead of you. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I managed to escape. I knew what areas wouldn't be caught. There wasn't any murder at 5:15. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? I do. I do know why. Because your family member was involved. Edgeworth knows? Edgeworth definitely knows. He knows more than we do. Phoenix doesn't know if you can plead the fifth in court or not, right? Listen, I don't play by the rules. I don't play by the rules. I just call parrots to the stand and get my verdict. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I had the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. Oh. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago. Oh. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. Oh? Okay, so his brother was a prosecutor. A prosecutor? He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. Here we go. It's all coming together. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then Deputy Chief of Police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. This guy looks like Yoshikage Kira. Doesn't he? This guy looks just like Kira from JoJo's, who, frankly, was also a serial murderer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. Interesting. Interesting. Lead prosecutor killed while investigating the case? Very interesting. Very interesting. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed, at least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Oh, I wonder maybe the other serial murderer killed his brother, purposefully left evidence behind that would indict Joe Dark so that he could get away scot-free. Interesting. Very interesting. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. Okay, so we're starting to get somewhere. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance. It's got to be more than just that. I agree. It can't just be chance. There's got to be more here. Incriminate. Is that... Oh, I said indict. Which, I don't know. Now that I think about it, I don't know what that means. I think that means to charge someone, right? And incriminate means to find them guilty. I think. Maybe. I don't know. There's definitely got to be more than a coincidence. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office's parking lot was the real one, which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. No. I've been having fun not defending my client. Please, let's continue to focus our attention away from my client who claims that she's guilty. Let's not focus on her. Objection! Yes! Objection! Objection, please. A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Whoa! Which is why we examine the incident at the police department today. There's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. You're not helping! Wasn't she your partner? Don't you want to stand up for her? All the mysteries of the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Ms. Angel Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Is he trying to get me to say objection? Oh, arg. I'm leaving my life as an attorney behind and hitting the seas. Sorry, that was stupid. What a dumb joke, Brett. That was a dumb joke. Time for another suspect? Which character could it be? Is it Larry Butts? I rest my case. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. In what world? Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. Screw the lawyering. Wright wants to find the one piece. Set sail! Set sail! There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake, but I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. My bad, Lana. Sorry, this was a side quest and I spent a little too much time on it. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Hold it! Is it Emma? Let's go! Let's go! Oh, this is so lit. This is so lit. Oh my gosh. Your Honor, wait. Emma. The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? Sure. Yeah, I object. Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? No? I don't... No. Your Honor? No. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking for is a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. How kind of you, Edgeworth. Emma's up there. Let's go. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky Sisters were in that file as witnesses, right? But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. Oh? Emma coming in clutch? So did you find something? No. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Is that all you came here to say? Listen, I admire your tenacity and your passion. And thank you for giving me a little bit of extra time here. But I'm gonna need a little bit more out of you. Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Ah, you're right, Emma. I'm sure I'll pull something out. Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, with regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Which one are we talking about? There's so many blood marks, I'm losing track. Oh, this one. I remember this one. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use, but still, no, you did your part. You delayed the verdict. I'll take it from here. If you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. It's your job to be here. Yes, Your Honor. If I've ever needed to concentrate, it's now. Okay. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? I'm guessing there is, right? The thing is, though, why the hell would there be bloody handprints if they weren't belonging to Jake? I don't know. But we might... Listen, our motto is we just object and we figure it out as we go along, I guess. This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. Yeah, clearly. Who gave all these girls self-worth issues? I know, all these poor high school students have such low self-esteem, and they're actually like low-key geniuses. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yeah, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. I'm going to save my game. Real quick. Overwrite the selected save data. Yes. Take a good look at these floor plans. Look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? No, Edgeworth. Oh, yes, Edgeworth. Something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Okay, sure. Save and object is the way to play. Yep. Yep. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Shoot, he's onto us. He's onto us. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? Interesting. Okay. So, this is the parking lot. That's not going to be of any use. Face percent speedrun. Oh. The vase was not the best. Why would one handprint be wiped and the other isn't? I don't know. Wait. Oh, you might be right, Gio. You might be right. Which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? Yeah. You're right. And we've just been sitting on this blue badger for this whole time. Take that! Oh, I think we got it. The vase wasn't marked either. Was the vase in the video? I don't even remember where the vase came from, to be honest. What about that piece of plywood? The blue badger. Mascot of the police force. I was wondering when we were going to use this piece of evidence. Defender of truth. Guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Enough with the puns. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The blue badger isn't there. So watch what happens when we put him in. You can't access the locker. This is where he was dancing at the scene of the crime, or at the time of the crime. Well, what? Oh, gasp! That's right. So long as the blue badger's dancing there, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. Hit it! Bum, 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 bum. Wasn't in the video, but we found it when we were talking to Gummy in the initial entry to the room. Oh, the vase. You're right. Huh? All right. So that means just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. And what are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put them there. Wait, what are you doing here? How'd you get here from the stand? Wait, time out. Emma, on that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room. After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in. Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. Interesting. Okay. One time was captured on this tape taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. Okay, I would argue that Marshall cut Officer Meekins' hand. It's not like Meekins did it himself. The problem is, the other time, someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. Huh? Yeah, for sure, what he said. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. Objection! The murder portrayed in the security tape has proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. Objection! So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. Demand you prove evidence that shows when it didn't. When did the first incident occur? To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins... Dude, my brain is running circles. Prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right, the blood marks on the locker prove this. Very well, then tell us, when did the first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? Gladly, Your Honor. What shows when the first crime took place? There's a couple of different things here that it could be. We're almost there. There's a couple things that it could be. I think it was at 4:20, right? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it was at 4:20. It's the only time that we don't have anything for. The question is, when did Meekins bring the blue badger in? Do we know? Dancing in the evidence room at the time of the murder, but we don't know exactly when it was. And then I think that's the only one that we've really got. The only evidence that really shows it, that's what I'm going with. Take that! If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh! The ID card record! Officer Meekins brought the blue badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 450. Yes, that's the first time he entered. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. We are on it. Okay. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Man Ray! Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? That's not... I don't think it was Miles. I'm sorry, Miles. I wasn't trying to pin it on you. You're innocent. You're innocent. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminal test the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood because the blue badger was covering it. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. Edgeworth, it was him! Lock him up! Sorry, Edgeworth, I've defended you twice in the past, but this time I'm going to need you to take one for the team. There's only one other card number remaining. Lucky sevens. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make any sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with the lucky number sevens. Where'd the blue badger come from in your explanation? In mine? I don't know. Whose number is it? I know. Whose ID number is all sevens? Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Thank God it's not finally. It's not my job to do something. Blue badger's the murderer. Lock him up. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least, at present. Explain yourself, son. The ID number is 7777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. Please don't be Lana. Please don't be Lana. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. Objection! But that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. Apologies. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge. You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. Oh! Quiet him down, Edgeworth. Quiet in the court, please. The king is speaking. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. They're fighting! Oh my gosh. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her. The defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Objection! Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not the sevens. No, it's not Gant. It can't be Gant. No way. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. SL9? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? The moment of truth. Miles has said he only used real evidence. Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. This is juicy! 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Lana. I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court. Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. Was the evidence forged or not? Oh my gosh. Wait, was it forged or not, Lana? We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserves. It's not looking good. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence... Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is really bad. Lana. Oh, no. Oh, no. See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! So all those rumors about Miles forging evidence were technically true. But, like, he didn't know it. Oh, my gosh. Lana's remarks caused quite a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Women's wrongs. I support them. Oh my. Oh, this just got juicy. Save your progress up to this point? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Wow. Wow. February 24th, 3:12 p.m., Wright and Cole Law Offices. He didn't forge the evidence, he just used the evidence already forged. It seems to me like he wasn't even in the know, right? Depresso, you're on the right track. This is crazy. This is crazy. Lana, I need answers. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm so sorry for what my sister said. This is rough. This is rough. She was supposed to be a good guy. I mean, I think that guy definitely still did it, right? I think, like, Joe Dark, he definitely did it. Right? Do I know how many segments are left for the rest of the case? Kinda. Yeah, if it won't count as a spoiler. If it won't count as a spoiler, let me know. I didn't know. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes, I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I did not see that one coming. Dude, this is crazy. This is crazy. 4 segments left. Not sure if they'll all be the same length, but it seems one segment takes one stream. Holy moly. This is insane. This case is also so long. Holy shit. It's really good, though. It's long in a good way. It's not dragged out. It's like all coming together. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Holy, oh my, this is insane. Things are gonna get crazier? I don't know if I can handle things getting crazier. I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, that was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true. Even though he may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. This is crazy! What a bomb to drop. Very cinematic? I know! Just you wait to see what she saw? I don't do this. Crazy. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. Holy moly. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that. This is such a good picture. Wow. When they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, this is what they mean. This is artistic. Wow. Wow. This is really good. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been, what, 14? That's understandable. Jeez, man. Jeez! Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something else that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Why, then, would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? By the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why'd he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. Interesting. So much running through your mind, but the 777 ID number is really sticking out. It just seems odd. The thing is, I would be so quick to dispel Lana prior to what we now know, and now I feel like I can't put anything past her. I don't think she did the crime that we're defending her for, but she also has some maybe shady methods a little bit. She was the best in the entire force. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective. I'd better have another talk with her. This is... Wow. You'll definitely need to rewatch this information before next Ace Attorney stream. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. At least the key points. This is a lot to take in. This is so much to take in. But it's so interesting. It's so juicy. February 24th, Detention Center Visitors Room. Lana, Mr. Wright, It seems I keep causing you trouble. Yeah, I'll say. Falsifying evidence? I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, so why should we? If you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Emma told me about you. About how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? They seem pretty confident Joe Dark was guilty, which I'm guessing is why they were so willing to forge the evidence, because there was little to no risk at getting the wrong guy. Still, I don't know if that makes it right. But it doesn't seem like they were trying to get someone innocent. Seems like they definitely understood that Joe was the killer, right? At least that's what I'm taking from it. Multiple arrests may be happening by the end of the case. I know they're gonna need more jail cells. I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Please, I need all the information you can give me. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me if it's not true, Lana, what the witness, Ms. Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife? Lana! Dude, stop playing this game. I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. Is she trying to, like, atone? Is she trying to atone by taking the fall for this crime? This murder? And maybe that's her way of atoning for forging the evidence? There's word I missed a certain line, but I'm very excited. Please hold. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. This picture goes hard. This is sweet. Talk about aura. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked on the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. Huh. Gant apparently was a decent piece of the puzzle in the SL9, but still hasn't gotten much information with what... I know! He's been awfully quiet. I'd like to get him on the stand again, or at least talk to him again. Joe Dark ran into Gant's office? I think? Gant's or Lana's. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes. Dude, this picture has so much aura. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same both of their offices. There you go, Hollow. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. Okay. The investigation was in the final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So we waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Chief Deputy Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. I keep wanting to say Durka. If you watch Valorant, Durka's a professional Valorant player. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her, after all her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence. I don't buy it. Dude, is she still lying to us? What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live with the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. I think there's definitely more than one murderer. Do I think Joe Dark was guilty? Yes. Do I think Joe Dark is who killed Prosecutor Marshall? No, I don't. Now with the information that the higher up ID number wasn't Lana's points at Gant, so did Gant do the murder? I need to talk to Gant. Gant's looking awfully suspicious. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Oh, dude, I can't stop playing! I should end stream, but I can't stop. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet here today. You're right. Chief of Detectives seems the same, though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? We can come back here later. Oh, man. February 24th, Police Department entrance. Oh, howdy. Howdy, Bambina. Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Caseta seta. I don't know what that means. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go into the evidence room today, partner. But, Mr. Marshall, why'd you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting any steak lunch today. Alright, let's talk to him. Let's talk to him. Something was fishy about the trial from the beginning. 2 segments, 1 stream. That 7 p.m. coffee really got you locked in. I know. Well, it's the 7 p.m. coffee. It's also the fact that this is just hit it's like a roller coaster, and it was like building up, and now I feel like we are like flying. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, all right. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. Question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound that the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? Holy. I got back from band camp today and it sucked. I'm sorry to hear that, but welcome in. I'm doing well, Stay. I'm doing well. I hope you had a good weekend. You came at a crazy time. The case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SL9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. I would argue he's got the looks. He's a good-looking fella. He's a good-looking guy. He's got a great smile, and this facial structure is crazy. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he? Your brother. He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the king of prosecutors. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close to his brother. Hey, Driel, how's it going? Agree's looking mighty fine. I know. He's got a smirk, man. He's confident. The day the SL9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall, there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently, someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. So who was it trying to stop him? Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I think it was... No, I don't know. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Oh, this is his brother right here. Miss Starr was fired, and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him, too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Interesting. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second-in-command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Want a secret? All started 2 years ago. Dude! Someone just tell me what's going on! So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? I did, but can you be a little bit more detailed? It was certainly enlightening. Got my personal water jug stolen at band practice? That sucks. Wait, what? Dude, that's so annoying. I hate when people steal stuff. It's so cringe. I'm sorry that happened. When I was in middle school, somebody stole my iPod. Or no, they stole my cell phone because we were actually able to track its location, I think. Yeah, dude, I don't understand why people steal stuff. I'm sorry that happened to you. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict, but someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. We were all thinking it, right? We were all thinking it. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Bro. Why would Gant move her away to a different place if they were such a good duo? Now Gant also seems kind of suspicious, dude. Gant is a little sauce. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Is he going to jail? He's probably going to jail, isn't he? Adios, Bambina. I think he's going to jail. I don't think he's a bad dude. Well, he did cut Meekins. But oh man, it's so conflicting. Oh, this is so conflicting. I went back to the VOD I missed of you playing the segment when the line I missed would have been in, but you missed it too? Oh no. No wonder you think Lana and Jake were a thing. Wait, is there a line about their relationships? Oh, no, that he doesn't like Lana. I see. I got my Pokemon cards stolen. Only had them for 2 weeks before. Dude, why? I don't understand why people are like that. I just don't get it. It's so frustrating. Or like, I think one time I was at an amusement park, and this was my own fault, but I left my bag in a bush because I didn't want to buy a locker, and then it got stolen too. I mean, that's on me for being dumb, but also, like, just don't take stuff that's not yours, you know? Gant was also there with the false evidence thing? Almost surely. Almost surely. Oh, man. If I go anymore, I'm not going to be able to stop. I'm going to call it. I want to keep playing so bad. But if I don't stop here, I'm going to be going for like another 2 hours, dude. Don't burn out on us, Press. Yeah, that's the goal. I don't want to just get into a loop where I'm too tired, you know. Oh, this is so juicy. It's so interesting. Oh my gosh. It's so interesting. I think what I'll do, so I won't say exactly when I leave for Japan, but it is going to be sometime relatively soon. I would like to finish this beforehand. So it seems like we've got like 3.5 to 4 segments left. How do we feel about like a little Ace Attorney marathon week? Or maybe just like a week. We'll throw a weekend stream on there, and we'll do it real long, or we'll do a lot of streams, something like that. I just got here. I'm sorry, Stay. I'm sorry. Sounds about right? Yeah. Technically, then, Gant could be on the table of who killed the Goodman. I think Gant has some dirty hands. I don't think Gant is completely innocent. You're going to go to Japan? That's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm excited. I don't know what to think. I've never been. I like to think that I speak the language. Now, I mean like less than a kindergartner. Very, very, very beginner level Japanese. But I know hiragana, and I know katakana, and I know some of the main kanji for like getting around. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, but this was fun. Thank you guys for sticking around with me. This case is probably my favorite one so far. I thought it was going to be really hard to top the last case, Edgeworth and Von Karma, but this case is so good. This case actually, like, I was like standing up in my chair a little bit, you know? I'm back to say bye. If you're ending, well, bye, Caleb. Thanks for stopping by again. I'm glad your dishes got clean. Get some treats. I know I'm gonna get some nice yummy treats. I'm gonna eat so much ramen when I'm there, but I want to finish this before I go. Otherwise, we're going to be waiting like 3 weeks. So what I'd rather do is finish this one. That way, when I come back, we can start the second one. That's my plan. Alrighty. Well, that is going to do it for me. I don't want to filibuster anymore or keep you guys here any longer than I have to. So thank you very much for another very fun stream. And whether you are just waking up in the morning, stopping by on your lunch break, settling in after dinner, or heck, at this point, it's past 9 o'clock where I'm at, getting ready for bed. Thanks for stopping by and having a cup of coffee with me. And I'll see you in the next stream, which is Valorant on the Wednesday. See ya!